We're reaching you live from our studio in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says over 15 million Nigerians use illicit substance. Christian Association of Nigerians seeks removal of immunity clause for the President, Vice President, Governor and Deputy Governors. Opposition leader C.A.N calls on US, UK, European Union to pressure Belarusian President. Real estate experts encourages Nigerians to take advantage of the prospects inherent in real estate investment. Many thanks for joining us on News Now at this hour. My name is Margaret Opera, and here are some stories we are tracking at this hour. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, is presiding over the Police Council meeting at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Those in attendance at the meeting include Vice President EMIR, Chairman of the Governors Forum, Kayode Fayemi, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. Others physically attended the meeting are Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Ministers of Police Affairs Alhaji Maigari Dangadi, Interior Rauf Aregbesola, Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, and Chairman Police Service Commission, Misilu Smith. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, was also cited at the venue of the meeting, but he was not part of the deliberations. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says over 15 million Nigerians use illicit substance. The chairman and chief executive of the NDLEA, Abubakar, revealed this while receiving the former chairman person of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Farida Waziri, in Abuja. Mawa urged all stakeholders to collaborate with the NDLEA to get rid of activities of traffickers and illicit drug use.
Understand that youth are truly leaders of tomorrow, then all hands must be on deck to set Nigeria's future. In that task, mothers, parents, teachers, particularly mothers, they're especially helpful as they can help to nip the problems in the bud.
To say that nearly 15 million Nigerians are drug users, it's completely unacceptable. All steps have to be taken, including thinking out of the box, to cut this number down. And this is certainly one of the ways for the drug demand reduction. When you believe that there's something important at stake, and if you are found positive you will not get that, the sensible thing to do is to quit. NDLEA cannot do it alone. We are calling on all Nigerians, government, CSOs, NGOs like themselves, your good selves, media, very important at advocacy.
The motorists went agog as the 65 kilometers Moniya Ojutaye Ijaye ISEYIN road is finally ready to be put to use. Speaking at the commissioning post of the project, the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, flanked by BENUE State counterpart Samuel Otom, explained that the road which linked to the Oke-Ogun region and the state capital Ibadan is a promise kept, a motorist's delight and a sure path towards ensuring food security from Oke-Ogun to food basket of the nation.
The state of this road also kept people away from going from Moniya to ISEYIN. On a good day, they will spend 3 hours out here. You can then imagine what it will be like on a bad day when perhaps a truck has broken down at one of the terrible spots. I always say that whatever decisions we make at any point in this administration, it will be based on science, on data, and on logic. So we factor in that we wanted this road to be top grade and last at least 10 years before any rehabilitation.
Now, Emir of KANO, Alhaji Ado Bayero, in order to ensure food security, has charged Nigerian youth and the federal governments to support improved local food production to put an end to food importations in the country. Bayero was a special guest at an event held in Ibadan. Lauded foremost agriculturist Ari Benga Yolawi for his giant strides in the industry.
So I call on all Nigerians, especially the youth, to look at what Benga has been doing and join him in growing and in feeding the nation so that we can be independent. I mean truly independent without importing food from anywhere.
You know, to use this opportunity to call the attention of the government, you know, to support, you know, problem solvers like this, the serious ones who are devoting their time, you know, and all the resources that they have to build their immediate community.
It's ensuring the information is well spread. In reality, the government supports a lot of agricultural businesses, but information does not spread well. Of course, recently I got to know about some particular offers the C.A.N has for agriculturals like me, which I didn't know about before. Now, if there are proper sensitization when they release policies or information, then more people will tap into it.
Meanwhile, former Vice President ATIKU ABUBAKAR, in his drive to reduce poverty and improve internal generated revenue of ADAMAWA State, has concluded plans to invest $20 million in the state. The general manager of BRAM Group, Shehu ATIKU, disclosed this in Yola at the commissioning of the group's woven sack plant at Kofare Industrial Layout along Yola-Numan Road.
That gave birth to the plant came about from the need to facilitate a process that will lessen the burden of manufacturers and farmers around Adamawa State and Northeast in general to go through packaging in their produce and commodities.
This government will do everything to ensure that we create the enabling environment for this business to be successful. We will make the environment safe, especially that the founder, who is also our leader, has made it mandatory upon himself to remove Nigeria and Adamawa.
Now, the Christian Association of Nigeria on Thursday called on the National Assembly to amend Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution, which provides immunity for the President, Vice President, Governors, and Deputy Governors from facing prosecution while in office. The organization also demanded the maintenance of the secularity of Nigeria by removing any provision for religion, or, if need be, insert also constitutional provisions for ecclesiastical courts. The General Secretary of KAN, Joseph Damola, and Director National and Legal Issues, Comfort Dugbe, stated this during a conference on the review of the 1999 Constitution in Abuja. The C.A.N said the immunity clause had given room for criminals to perpetrate evil agenda against the country. Dugbe urged that for Nigeria to make any meaningful progress in fighting corruption, Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution must be removed. Now, a group under the body called Talakwa's Parliament has called for justice and appeal to the Nigerian police to do the needful over the alleged shooting of some youths at OROGHO community in Oriawan local government area of Edo State. A resident by name Vincent Ayaki said the problem started during a town hall meeting of all sons and doctor of OROGHO community.
IMAO and the boys in order. The commissioner of police, he not talk anything if for the matter because I don't follow the office and they get on. That's why we still cry. I come now, call woman, all right, may they follow us, call us IMAO. That's why we dey cry for government. The IG with the beg now, Oba Afini, may they help us call us.
See government revenue in terms of haulage and produce as community revenues, and some may not give masquerade under that to see it as royalties. The position of government on revenue, and they don't agree with me in its entirety that they've told them that they should desist. ROCs were appointed to be in charge of revenue collections at that bit. Collectors, they were ably supported by Enogi, who perceived government revenue as royalty. You know, they were already boasting. My family and everybody there who told me not to come. I said, why won't I? Position of government. They gave me SPU. Special protection unit, 2 SPU, and they gave me civil defense, who are always with me. All on the state coordinator of vigilantes. I told him that, look, I was going to attend meeting, look at what information I'm getting and all of that. He gave me 10 vigilantes. Immediately they saw me, they swapped on me. At that level, my brother, if I had those who went with me, what do you expect them to do? The attack was repaired.
Now, the National Youth Service Corps has said that it's not mobilizing corps members for war. The NYSC Deputy Director of Publications, Emeka Ngbemenas, made the clarification in a statement titled, "Be Brutal, no corps member is being mobilized for war," issued on behalf of this Director of Press and Public Relations, Adenike Adeyemi. The statement clarifies that the Director General had stated that in line with the National Defense Policy, corps members are like soldiers on reserve because their education, exposure, and sophistication can make them easily adaptable to military training. He, however, charged corps members to remain focused and patriotic and for the spirit of NYSC to live in all Nigerians. Now, the federal government says an unpredictability of vaccine supply as a result of global shortage remains a huge challenge. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie-Ihenue, disclosed this during the weekly presidential media chat, saying Nigeria is looking to get a donation of the COVID-19 vaccine from the GOVS facility and other countries that no longer have a need for their Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. This donation, Dr. Ihenue hopes will be gotten in August 2021 at the earliest. He further explained that the local production of the COVID-19 vaccine is not yet feasible owing to the high cost of conducting clinical trials that run into millions of dollars. Meanwhile, the IJAW Youth Council Worldwide has rejected the intervention of its parent body, the IJAW National Congress, to suspend its ongoing protest over the refusal of the federal government to inaugurate a substantive board for the Niger Delta Development Commission. The IJAW elders, after a meeting in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, appealed to the IYC and other Niger Delta agitators to call off the ongoing protests as well as any planned mass actions. The INC, in a statement after its meeting, said the appeal was to enable its interface with critical stakeholders to avert renewed hostilities in the region. The NSC also called on the federal government to immediately inaugurate the NDDC board to reduce the growing tension in the region. We'll take a short break now. We're back for more stories. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, on the African scene, France has donated 184,000 doses of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine to Senegal through the COVAX vaccine sharing facility, the program's sponsor said in a statement on Thursday. This is the second batch of COVID-19 vaccines Senegal has received through the global scheme after an initial 324,000 AstraZeneca doses arrived in March. The arrival of the latest batch is timely. Senegal's supply of vaccines was running low just as thousands of people are due for their second jabs. Most of the country's 16 million citizens have yet to receive a dose. Meanwhile, the Democratic Republic of Congo is facing a third wave of coronavirus infections with its epicenter in the capital, Kinshasa, one of Africa's most populous cities. Like many other African countries, Congo has officially reported relatively few cases of and deaths, but health authorities are concerned about a recent spike in infections that saw 243 new cases recorded on Wednesday, the highest daily figure since March. A low vaccination rate and haphazard observance of recommended hygiene practices were among the reasons for the rising infection rate, he said. The U.S. President Joe Biden offered to scrap his proposed corporate tax hike during negotiations with Republicans, so sources familiar with the matter said on Thursday. In what would be a major concession by the Democratic president as he works to hammer out an infrastructure deal, Biden offered to drop plans to raise corporate taxes rates as high as 28% and instead set a minimum 15% tax rate aimed at ensuring all companies pay taxes, sources say. And in return, Republicans would have to agree to at least $1 trillion in new infrastructure spending, one source said. And Biden has not given up on seeking as much as $1.7 trillion. With the change, funding for the plan would lean heavily on increased tax enforcement, scrapping inheritance tax breaks for wealthy families, as well as other sources like $75 billion in unspent COVID-19 relief fund, one force has said. Still on the foreign scene, the United States, Britain and the European Union should act jointly to put pressure on Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko and his government opposition leader Sylvanata Shakhanouskaya, told Reuters on Friday. Opposition leader calls on US, UK, EU to pressure Belarusian president. Now, Shakhanouskaya made the comments during a visit to Warsaw, Poland, ahead of a summit of the G7 rich countries in Britain next week, at which she hopes issues raised by the Belarusian opposition will be addressed. Belarus has shut up the international agenda since it forced down when Ryani fight over its airspace and arrested an opposition journalist last month. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back for more stories. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now the sports segment. Later today, Nigeria will take on Cameroon in a friendly game organized to help Ghana's Ross men stay on top shape for September World Cup qualification games against Liberia and Cape Verde. Now, the game against the Indomitable Lions is the Super Eagles' third international game in 2021, with their last two outings being qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles coach expressed his expectation from the match.
How has it been so far, Coach?
Yeah, the training session was good. We have very good conditions to play football. The grass is wonderful and the weather is good, so good conditions for the game. We want also to win the game, to test some players. A lot of players are not here. You know them, more than 11 players could not come. But it's opportunity to see other players, to give them the chance to play and to get.
Now, earlier today on our sports show, The Arena, Judechi also had a conversation with a sport analyst in this regard.
What do you see panning out for the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Well, my expectation concerning this game, Nigeria and Cameroon, I so much believe that Nigeria will have this mentality of winning every game, but this is a preparatory game, and we shouldn't just expect too much of maybe 5-0, 10-0. No. This is the kind of game that I expect our coach General to actually use new players, like Noble as a goalkeeper, leaving aside this Okoye and Uzo on the bench for the first half. At least they should taste at least 45 minutes of play, like Noble.
Moving on, up next is business news. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has disbursed 253 billion to 548,345 beneficiaries as part of its response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Osita Watinobi, will disclose this on Thursday at the bank's special day at the ongoing 42nd Kaduna International Trade Fair. Noted that the beneficiaries comprise of 470,969 households and 376 small and medium enterprises. Watinobi, who was represented by the branch controller Kaduna, Ahmed Muhammad Wali, added that the bank reduced its interest rate on CBN intervention loans from 9% to 5% to encourage more lending, and initially created a 150 billion naira targeted credit facility for affected households and SMEs through the Nassau Microfinance Bank. Nigeria and other African countries will need about $15.7 billion to upgrade the existing 36 refineries on the continent, the African Refiners and Distributors Association has said. Others said the fund would be needed for the refineries to be able to produce petroleum products that would conform to a planned level of sulfur content. It said in a statement on Thursday that the $15.7 billion would be needed for the engineering, procurement, and construction process for the upgrade of the facilities. Now, the African Union and other has planned an initiative called AFRI 6, which is aimed at reducing sulfur content in fuels to 10 parts per million in the coming years. Meanwhile, United Kingdoms operating in Nigeria have urged the federal government to provide more foreign exchange to enable their businesses to thrive. A call was made in an interactive session which involved the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and a UK business team in Abuja on Thursday. According to a statement by the Special Advisor on Media to the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ifedayo Sayo, the Managing Director, Azura Power West Africa, Edu Okeke, said the power generation company needed Forex not only to pay their lenders outside the country, but also for the maintenance of their plant. Okeke lauded the CBN for its support to the company, adding that the various reforms implemented by the bank had boosted the growth of the sector. Now, Egypt, Nigeria, South Africa, Mozambique, among others, led the list of African countries that have attracted the highest foreign direct investment in the past 10 years. According to data obtained from the World Bank, the top 10 countries received over $300 billion net FDI between 2011 and 2020. According to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, FDI is an integral part of an open and effective international economic system and major catalyst to a country's development. A cursory look at the data revealed that Egypt received the largest influx of FDI during the period, a total of $556.2 billion, closely followed by Africa's largest economy, Nigeria, with net FDI inflow of $45.1 billion. Moving on, still on business story, a real estate expert has encouraged Nigerians to take advantage of the prospect inherent in real estate. Mbeke Dennis, while speaking on iBrandTV show Business 24, emphasized real estate is a viable means of accumulating wealth.
One of the biggest real estate companies in Nigeria, here in Lagos, said that whatever sector you are working in, if you are not involved in real estate investment, you are cheating yourself.
Which means it's a business for all.
It's investment in as much as you are interested in wealth accumulation.
Okay.
So you should invest in real estate. But if you do not have business in accumulating wealth, you are good to go. But if you have the interest in wealth accumulation, it is a very good means of accumulating wealth. Yeah. Let's just give you an instance. There's an investor. He invested in real estate in 10 acres with 25 million naira on the Lekki Peninsula there. And in the space of a decade, 10 years, this 25 million naira that he used in purchasing the real estate, when they valued it, turned to 3 whopping billion naira.
Wow.
That tells you how.
Wow.
Yes. The rate at which
that's quite astronomical.
Yes. So yes, it's a popular pastor in Lagos State here, and he did that investment, and he shared the testimony. So real estate is a very good investment in as much as you do it with smartness. You want to ask what do I mean?
Okay, now I was going to ask you, how can one become a real estate investor?
Okay. You use the services of consultants. That's why we are there with such services. So we give you the guidance on how to go about it, because you are investing. You need to be guided so that you don't get your fingers burnt. So there are certain parameters, factors, critical ones that are considered in investing in real estate, so that at the end of the day, you would be smiling, you will smile to the bank instead of crying, because there are investors who at the end of the day, they have burnt their fingers, they've cried, because the due diligence that should have been done at the initial time, they did not do it.
Up next is Entertainment Corner, and Success coming will stand by.
This is entertainment news. My name is Success Cameras. Now, BB Naija did not help my life. Tacha stares massive reactions online. Big Brother Naija Pepperdem star Natasha Akide has denied claims that the reality show helped her life. It all started when the controversial housemate, who was eventually disqualified from the show, responded to a comment that claimed that the show helped her. In a video created on TikTok and reposted on her Instagram page, the young lady said that she was in fact the one who gave BB Naija a show. Tacha told fans to get their facts right, asking what the 2019 edition of the reality TV show would have been without her. Quote, Big Brother gave me a platform. Tacha gave Big Brother a freaking show. What was Pepperdem season without Tacha? Now, the video has since gone viral online, and some BB Naija lovers have disagreed with the reality star. Top and Tech says, wow, never ever bite the fingers that fed you all. Okay. Madam Superior 19 says, lol, Tacha was no content, boring AF. Fashion Magic Blog says, but BBN actually helped her though. She should be truthful to herself. Now, all this is coming after Tacha went on a long rant on social media where she called out someone who tried to make her see a man for money. Taking to her Instagram live, Tacha addressed the issue and lambasted the people involved. Speaking further, Tacha said she worked very hard to make every penny she has and did not have so many sleepless nights only to be accused of runs, which in this case means either prostitution or selling your body for money. Now, don't be ungrateful. OAP N6 tells BB Naija's Tacha. Now, this is sharply following after the video Tacha posted went viral. Now, on-air personality N6 took to social media to react to Tacha's claim about BB Naija's lack of impact in her life. According to the OAP, the reality show gave her the biggest platform of her life, hence the reason she needs to be humble. In a post that appears to have been taken down, the rapper and on-air personality called Tacha out on her comment. According to him, Tacha's fan base, Titans, have led her to believe that she's perfect by continuously refusing to call her out on her mistakes. He went on to state that the reality star ought to be humble as BB Naija was influential to her success as a brand. In his word, BB Naija was and still has been the biggest thing to happen to you. It's been the catalyst for most of your major successes. Don't be ungrateful. Be humble, Tacha. Be humble. I do not know what people would have to say about this one, because shortly after, Tacha reacted to N6's comment, saying that it is not her duty to revive dead careers, taking a huge swipe at the on-air personality. But away from the Tacha shenanigans, if anyone has plans of burgling Naira Marley's apartment or house, his recent video is proof that that is a terrible idea. The popular singer and president of the Malians, whose real name is Aziz Fashola, has left fans stunned after he posted a video clip showing off his dogs. The rapper appears to be quite the dog lover, as he has not just one but 4 dogs, all of which rushed to eagerly acknowledge his presence as he stepped into the compound in the video that we saw. Make sure to drop your comments about the whole Tacha fiasco, and this is coming in line with the Big Brother reunion, which is supposed to start airing June 17th, and also the new season, which is to follow very shortly. You know, all this story coming up about BB Naija. Make sure to drop your comment. Tell us what you think about Naira Marley's dogs, which appear to be very well fed. That's what I'm going to say. And so we've come to the end of.
Thank you, Success. And on that note, we wrap up news now. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all the social media handles, visit our website, drop a comment for us on the comment section. My name is Margaret Opera.